as considered the marketing savior for the sport.
So many people were also painting her out to be the problem. She could never do enough. She could never speak out.
WNBA athletes are frustrated over Caitlin Clark's high-paying European offer, believing they too are entitled to better deals. Many point to their seniority in the league compared to the rising rookie, feeling their longer service warrants greater pay.
It's physical. Caitlin is helping to grow the league. These women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all I'm at.
Caitlin Clark's decision to play overseas could deal a major blow to the WNBA. As the world's highest-earning player, she may finally gain the respect she's earned in a league that celebrates her talent, far from teammates and rivals hoping she fails.
Reality. It wasn't what it is. The quality of basketball may have been up to snuff, and you had somebody as popular as Cheryl Swoops, who had her own signature shoe, had to deal with Nike and all of this other stuff. But the bottom line is, very few people gave a damn.
Why should Caitlin Clark remain in a league where even her own squad doesn't support her? After the incident, Nalissa Smith was spotted laughing with DJ Carrington about the eye poke clip, showing just how little backing Clark truly has.
Ow! Oh, I'm sorry. You poked me in the eye. You're extra. You did. I did not poke you. Did you do it on purpose? I did not poke you in your ass. Did you do it on purpose?
Nalissa Smith, a teammate of Caitlin Clark, was seen chuckling while DJ Carrington mocked Caitlin with the words, "Did you do it on purpose?" What's shocking is Smith didn't defend her, leaving Caitlin alone and ridiculed by her own side.
They're like, well, hold on, man. This woman is booed up with the girl that poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. They're making videos making fun of Caitlin Clark in the eye poke. What is the Indiana Fever doing?
Caitlin Clark's team hasn't shown her any support. Instead, they spotlighted Nalissa Smith's highlights with no mention of Clark. With opponents and even teammates mocking her, accepting the EuroLeague offer now makes sense. Only then will the WNBA realize what it's lost.
If Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
Caitlin Clark signing with a European squad isn't just about changing teams. It exposes the unequal chances between certain WNBA stars and international attention. Despite being new to the league, she's landed offers that players like A'ja Wilson, even with years of excellence, haven't seen. It's a gap many veterans find disheartening, as both the league and global clubs seem to overlook them.
It wasn't to the degree of Caitlin Clark being on that basketball court and people watching her, but nevertheless, rising tide lifts all boats.
A'ja Wilson's disappointment over Caitlin Clark's European deal stems from more than just envy. It reflects a deeper issue. In the WNBA, for A'ja, MVP honors should come with the top deals and spotlight. Yet now, Clark, with fewer professional accolades, is receiving opportunities someone of A'ja's stature should be offered.
People that laid the groundwork that deserve shine as well. Here's what we're going to do.
Are they playing now?
Here's what we're going to do.
Are they playing now?
We don't have Andrea.
Remember, you got
we don't have any of the women, Chanae. They'll come back on. We'll revisit this conversation gladly.
A'ja's frustration goes beyond just the surface. It highlights the tough truth that talent and achievement don't always lead to higher pay in the WNBA. While Caitlin was still in college, her games were packed with fans eager to watch her. Yet A'ja, despite her MVP status, couldn't draw the same kind of crowd at the professional level.
12 million people are watching ESPN for a game. If that game was on CBS, they probably would have had 25, 30 million people watching that game.
It's no secret that DJ Carrington holds strong resentment toward Caitlin Clark. The tension between them boiled over during the now infamous eye poke that left Caitlin with a bruised face. Rather than expressing regret, Carrington mocked her, fueling the conflict further. This wasn't an isolated moment. It reflected a deeper grudge she's carried for some time.
Know her name, Nalissa Smith, if she played on any of the other 11 teams. She was the second overall pick 2 or 3 years ago in the WNBA draft. Decent player, but no one would know. She played with Caitlin Clark. People know her name. She has no gratitude. She has no respect. She can't tell her girlfriend, hey, we ain't doing that.
Carrington's bitterness may be rooted in Caitlin's rise as the new face of women's basketball, a level of spotlight Carrington hasn't been able to reach. Though talented in her own right, she hasn't found the same fame or career momentum. That difference, especially in the aftermath of the eye poke, has only deepened Carrington's sense of being overlooked in favor of someone she views as less seasoned.
The most watched WNBA games in over 2 decades. What does that tell you? That tells you that before Caitlin Clark came along, it wasn't nearly as popular. It doesn't mean it wasn't growing in popularity over the last 2 to 3 years. But 3 years ago, WNBA was an afterthought.
What makes Carrington's actions so alarming is the way she seemed to enjoy Caitlin's injury. Instead of offering an apology, she mocked the situation, making it seem personal. Caitlin's had to deal with this hostility since entering the WNBA. Nalissa Smith added fuel to it, seen laughing with Carrington, her girlfriend, after the incident, revealing a stunning lack of compassion for a fellow athlete. Their behavior signals a more troubling atmosphere in the league.
Thing above board, it doesn't matter what Nalissa Smith does. She can go out and mock our meal ticket, the best player in the league, the person that's making us all rich.
For Caitlin, the hostility she's faced is deeply unsettling. The WNBA is meant to foster unity and teamwork, yet what she's encountered is open hostility. This kind of environment turns competition into cruelty, with players trying to undermine each other. Her injury wasn't just physical, it symbolized the personal animosity she receives from people like Nalissa and Carrington.
Has been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Caitlin didn't bring systems to the WNBA. This has been happening.
Caitlin Clark's struggles aren't limited to her opponents. The Indiana Fever has also failed her. A professional team should offer unity, protection, and encouragement, especially during adversity. But instead of supporting Caitlin after she was clearly hurt, the Fever responded with silence, not even issuing a meaningful statement in her defense, let alone rallying around her.
All of those who think it's funny, could you imagine if it was the roles were reversed? If Caitlin Clark, 2 white girls, made a video mocking it, what the reaction would be? I mean, let's just be honest. I don't want to go, what about Favre? But what about Favre? It's the truth.
To Caitlin, the reaction from her team likely felt like betrayal. Her contributions were being overlooked while the spotlight turned to others. It raises serious concerns about the team's inner workings. If a player like Caitlin, who's brought massive visibility to the league, can't count on her teammates or coaches for support, it shows a deeper cultural problem. A team is meant to uplift its athletes on and off the court, but Caitlin was left feeling alone, sending a message that her well-being wasn't a priority.
What I'm saying is she's lucky this UConn team isn't healthy. And that's a true statement.
That's wrong, Molly.
Monica?
That's wrong, Molly. Molly, it's excuses.
5 top players,
it's excuses,
am I right?
Molly. It's excuses.
Major injury.
You would not be saying that if it wasn't UConn.
Major stars not playing.
Listen, excuse me, it's her against Caitlin Clark.
Stephen A.
Ain't no excuses.
Stephen
you
A.
got there. Don't want to hear that now.
Stephen A.
Let me tell you, if Georgetown
Beckers
gets back in the mix, I'm going to be insufferable. I'm just telling you that now.
What?
If Paige Beckers didn't basically miss 2 seasons, I don't know if we'd be talking about Caitlin Clark the way we are now.
Such experiences can seriously shake a player's morale and make them feel cut off from their team, which often affects both their gameplay and their sense of belonging in the league. It naturally forces Caitlin to rethink whether continuing with the WNBA, and especially with the Indiana Fever, is the right path. If her own squad won't stand behind her, why stay? Choosing to go to Europe could offer not just higher pay and less hostility from rivals, but a more appreciative team culture as well. European organizations have a reputation for valuing their top athletes, giving them the support they need to succeed. For Caitlin, the lack of backing from the Fever could be the final push toward making that leap overseas.
This noise came by people that were sitting on this network. They tried to minimize her, said, well, you giving her all this credit. What about the women that came before her? What the women came before her, what they did cannot be taken away. That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA has always found it difficult to compete with larger sports leagues, and losing someone like Caitlin, who brought a wave of new attention, could be a huge setback. What worries many is that her decision to play abroad might influence others to do the same. If a marquee player can leave for better pay and respect, what's stopping others from following suit? The league may find itself losing its elite talent to international clubs, reducing the star power that draws fans. Caitlin's exit might mark a turning point, potentially undoing years of hard-earned progress. This issue reaches far beyond just...
They got eliminated from the playoffs, the attendance dropped, the ratings dropped. If the WNBA is more, it is, and I get it. Why aren't people watching?
This situation reflects the broader future of the WNBA. Players like Angel Reese, DJ Carrington, and Aja Wilson are fully aware that letting high-profile names slip away could severely hurt the league. Caitlin Clark's potential exit to a European team isn't just a personal career move, it could reshape the entire direction of the WNBA. For years, the league has worked to grow its fan base and cement its place among top-tier sports, and Caitlin has been a major figure in pushing that momentum forward.
Women that have been calling for the equality, and now that there is the chance for them to start getting paid more because the exposure's up. Because it's her, you have people like, what's her name, Jamelia Hill or what? I can't stand her. Yeah. You got these women who are coming on here and they're saying it's because she's white.
Caitlin's presence on the hardwood drew in viewers who might have otherwise skipped WNBA broadcasts. Her connection with the audience made her one of the league's most valuable assets. When she was sidelined during the playoffs, there was a noticeable decline in viewership. Fans lost interest, and the numbers dropped. This creates a serious concern for the league, which has worked nonstop to grow its visibility. Without Caitlin, the WNBA faces the real risk of losing ground in both ratings and long-term expansion.
I want to have to deal with what everybody else has to deal with over Twitter. We're special. We're tall women who occasionally make layups. That makes us special, and we deserve a special level of treat.
Caitlin Clark doesn't just face criticism from a few peers. The resentment runs deeper across the league. Many players seem to hold envy and bitterness toward her, despite the fact that she's been instrumental in raising the WNBA's public profile. Before her breakout, the league struggled to fill seats and generate buzz. But Caitlin's rise brought record crowds and media attention. Still, rather than celebrate her contributions, some players appear more focused on discrediting her. Much of this animosity comes from envy over the opportunities she's earned, creating a hostile atmosphere that's led Caitlin to question whether she belongs in the league at all.
Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now immediately? Absolutely.
After everything that's unfolded in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark has every reason to consider relocating to Europe. There, she'd likely earn more, deal with less animosity, and continue growing her brand in a more positive space. Europe offers her a clean break from the negativity she's been dealing with in the league. Her potential move could also trigger major ripple effects. Without Caitlin, the WNBA risks losing its biggest draw. She's done more than most to shine a spotlight on women's basketball, and if she leaves, the drop in interest could be significant. The league is already fighting for visibility against bigger sports markets, and losing a star like Caitlin might push it even further behind.